Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a positive and productive day. My name is Kel with the Planner Owl, and today I'm reviewing the September subscription from 8Lotus and sharing all the ways you can use what's inside. This is the very first sub box by 8Lotus, and I can't tell you how happy I was when they announced they were offering sub boxes. If you watch my channel, you know 8Lotus is one of my favorite planner shops, especially for minimal and functional inserts. I purchase their weekly and monthly spreads every year for my main agenda. I love their dashboards and aesthetic, so I'm super excited to see what their sub box will include. They are offering 3 options for customers to choose from, so I'll be going over the differences between each one in this video as well. Make sure to stick around until the end for my final thoughts, and as always, feel free to leave me a comment below with any questions or topics that you'd like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So if you're not familiar with 8Lotus, they're an online planner shop based out of Texas that focuses on minimal and functional stationery products. The majority of their items they carry have a black and white and neutral aesthetic, which blends in so well with a variety of color schemes and styles and makes these products a perfect addition to a functional planner's agenda. They opened their shop in 2018 and announced that they were offering subscription boxes a few months ago. So there's 3 options to choose from: the classic box, the deluxe, and the printable subscription, and it comes in 9 sizes and 3 unpunched sizes, which I'll list here. So the classic starts at $30 a month and includes a variety of inserts and dashboards. The deluxe is the one that I purchased. It starts at $45 a month and includes the inserts and dashboards from the classic box as well as other stationery items. And the third is the dated printable subscription. This is $60 a year, and it gives you access to all of their dated printables, and you get a discount on the other printables on their site. So looking at the prices, they pretty much fall in line with other planner sub boxes, so the one that you choose will really depend on your planning needs, your budget, and your personal style. Either way, I don't think any of these subscriptions are cheap, especially in today's climate. It's one of the reasons that I do enjoy giving detailed walkthroughs of these boxes. I do these reviews every month, so you can decide if these boxes are worth it for you to purchase, or if it makes more sense to just skip the subscription and buy just the items you need. So hopping into this month's box, again, I chose the deluxe box. They ship on the 15th through 20th of each month, so this includes their September collection. First, we have this vellum card that lists the items in the box. Then we have a little thank you card, a horizontal calendar card for September, and a horizontal info card. Next, we have 2 dashboards. First, we have the abstract texture dashboard. This is a nice, smooth cardstock with this monochrome print on the front and a blank back. One thing to note is this is not textured itself. The texture refers to the design only. It's really smooth and could look great as a background for other dashboards or just by itself to separate sections. It came paired with the Recharge Definition dashboard. This is a thin, matte, semi-transparent vellum. You have Recharge and Verb at the top, the letter R in the middle, and then at the bottom you have 8Lotus printed on the left, and then on the right-hand side you have the definition: to revive or restore energy, stamina, enthusiasm, etc. So because this is transparent, this layers really nicely over the abstract texture dashboard. They pair really well together, and if your goal is to have an aesthetically pleasing planner without adding a lot of decor, this gives your agenda that decorative element without adding a lot of color or accessories that can be distracting. The other thing I like about both of these dashboards is the logo placement. I'm not a huge fan of shops putting their logos multiple places on their dashboards. Here they have their name super tiny at the bottom, and on this one, it's so small that you can barely even see it. It allows the design of the dashboard to really show, which I'm a fan of. I'm not sure where I'm going to use these just yet. I'm in the process of getting my 2025 planner set up together, so it may end up in my agenda for next year. I may use one or both, but I like the look and simplicity of these dashboards, and they will for sure end up in the rotation at some point. So next are the inserts. They've included 4 inserts in this box, which is fantastic. We have Daily Grid, 90-Day Plan, restaurant list, and restaurant journal inserts. So starting with the daily grid, here we have 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total. At the top, you have a line to write your date, and then below that, you have your grid layout. The first 13 lines are an open grid, and then at the bottom, you have hourly time blocks from 6 to 12. The great thing about this insert is there's not a lot of structure, so you can use it for a variety of different purposes. Having the open grid at the top can be a really good space to write down your to-dos and other tasks that you need to complete that day. So for example, if you're using this for an event or something, you can list your events or activities in the time blocks at the bottom and then use the open space to make a checklist around the things that you need to complete for each activity. I can also see this being useful for students. You can write your classes at the bottom and then write any assignments or deadlines at the top and check off when you complete them. I think that's why I'm such a fan of graph layouts. It allows you to make checklists super easy or do little graphs or charts or something if you need to as well. There are some limitations with this spread that for me make it unusable, and that's the 1 hour time blocks. My job is very meeting heavy, so I have to have half-hour time blocks for this to work with my schedule. I've tried hourly time blocks in the past, and I always end up having to create separate lines to make it work, and it always ended up too messy. I will say though, the point of this particular daily seems to be giving you a day at a glance feel in a condensed one-page layout, so having half-hour blocks wouldn't work for this style anyway, but if you are someone who needs those 30-minute intervals, then this will likely not work for you. The second limitation is the space. If you tend to write a lot, or if you're planning to use this as your main scheduling spread, you'll likely have trouble fitting everything you need in each line. I think where this excels is for those who time block, or if you're using this as supplemental inserts to an existing scheduling routine. That way, you can break out a portion of your schedule that you want to use these for. So maybe after school events, or if you're taking classes outside of work or something, use these to manage your days around that specific area of your routine and use your standard scheduling inserts for your work and home tasks. Again, I don't plan to use these, but I think they'll be a really great addition for those who are looking for a condensed, undated daily with space to schedule and manage your tasks. Next are the 90-day plan inserts. There's 15 sheets total. On the front, you have 90-day plan at the top, 3 lines to write your goals, and 3 smaller lines next to that to check off if you've achieved your set goal, the start date, and finish date. Below that, you have a line to write your reward, and then 4 lines to list why you chose this goal and why it's important to you. And then at the bottom, you have a blank grid where you can brainstorm and strategize on different methods and tips or ideas to reach your goal. Flipping over, on the back, you have 3 sections to list your action steps broken out in 30, 60, and 90-day increments. Each section has a wide column with 8 lines to list and check off your listed task, and then a narrow column to mark the date. So this insert can be used for just about any area of your life where you have something you want to achieve. This could be a great insert for anyone on a weight loss journey, for example. You could have a 12-month goal and use these sheets to break up that journey into these 30-day checkpoints. If you don't need to lose weight, but maybe you want to eat better, you can use this to help monitor your processed food versus natural food intake, or use it to help prioritize certain food groups over others. These would also be perfect for work or professional goals, so maybe you're looking to start your own business. Because this spans 3 months with steps broken down by month, it lets you create more of a steady and realistic build where you can see and reward your progress rather than having one big goal that may be harder to visualize. Having your long-term goals split out into shorter, attainable accomplishments is a much more effective way to stay on track, and it'll help you stay motivated throughout your journey. Most of my goals right now are centered around the planner owl, so I will end up using these inserts for that. I have so many things planned in the future, so these will be a staple in my routine for sure. Whether your goals are career related or personal, I think these inserts are great for anyone who has something they want to accomplish in the long term or short term. You have plenty of space to jot things down as you go, and the checklists on the back are a perfect way to keep you motivated and hold you accountable to make sure that you're meeting each step to ensure that you achieve whatever goal you've set for yourself. Last, we have the restaurant list and restaurant journal inserts. Looking at the list first, we have 15 sheets front and back, so 30 pages total, and these are pretty straightforward. You have 3 columns. The first to list the restaurant, the second to write any notes, and the third to mark your rating. I think these are good for people who eat out a lot or those who enjoy trying different restaurants. I also think this could be good for those in the corporate world. So maybe you travel a lot or you have a lot of client dinners or something. These can definitely come in handy for you. I think a lot of families could find these useful. Maybe there's restaurants that you prefer for like date nights or something, or those that your kids like the best. This could be a really great insert to capture those as well. Similarly, they included the restaurant journal inserts, which pair nicely with the list ones. You have 15 sheets, so 30 pages of these as well. And this has space to include more detail on each restaurant than you do on the list sheets. So there's 2 blocks on each page. You have a line to list the restaurant. Below that, you have lines to write the cost, location, and space to write notes. And then on the right-hand side, you have where you mark your rating, a date field, and then a blank box that you could use to write your favorite meals, or maybe your server's name, or really anything else that you want to include. I think these are really neat inserts to have, especially if you tend to be a foodie or if you just like adventuring with food. I think another good use for these could be in a wellness planner if you're tracking what you're eating or trying to stay away from certain types of foods. Maybe one of your goals is to eat at restaurants with healthier options or a low-calorie menu. You could use these to list the restaurants that fall within that category. That way, you always have a list to reference when you plan on eating out. I don't go to restaurants all that much unless I'm going out with friends or something. Most of the time I order DoorDash or something, which technically you can use for these as well. Normally though, when I order, I'm circling between the same restaurant, so these probably won't work for me for that purpose, but this could be a good idea if you like to try different restaurants or different cuisines. I'm so glad that they included 4 sets of inserts this month. If you're a ring or a disc planner, inserts are the bread and butter of your agenda and can really make all the difference when it comes to the functionality of your planner. If they include 4 inserts each month, this will likely end up being one of my favorite planner subscriptions. Inserts can be really expensive, so getting the opportunity to try 4 different spreads is amazing. So everything that I've mentioned so far is what's included in the Classic subscription. Everything from here onward is only included in the Deluxe box. So next we have a set of planner cards. Here we have 10 total. There's the planner owner card to list your information in case your planner gets lost, a medical information card with an area for allergies, conditions, and any medications that you're taking, top goals to list your 5 top goals that you want to accomplish, an affirmation card with 5 blank sections to list your affirmations. You have 5 routine cards, which are great to use as reference cards. They included one for your morning and evening routine, and then one for your daily, weekly, and monthly routine. And then last, you have an emergency contact card with a space to list your 2 contacts in case of an emergency. These are such great little cards to have in your planner or even in your wallet or purse if you don't want them in your agenda. They're super simple and practical and can be great little reminders to have on hand. You can put these in your planner pockets, clip them to your page, or use them in a card holder like the one I have here. I think a great idea, especially for your routine and affirmation cards, is to use page flags for each spot and then write on the flag itself. That way, if your routine changes or you want to write something different, you don't have to worry about purchasing another set. They named these essential vertical planner cards, so I'm assuming that they must have a horizontal version of these as well, but these are a great accessory to have in your agenda. I plan on using these in my everyday carry next year. I'll probably use them at the front, similar to how I have my current cards. The minimal design will go with my 2025 theme really well. I'm super excited that we got these in the box. Last, we have 2 notepads, the meal plan and shopping list. So looking at the meal plan pad first, there's 54 pages total, so this covers a full year. At the top, you have a shaded box where you can write the week, and then you have your days of the week with a line to write the date and a box to fill in what you plan to eat. So first of all, I love the look of this. It's very clean and simple, and you have a lot of space to write. The size is big enough to fit a lot of writing in the boxes while still being small enough to fit in most spaces. You see meal planners as inserts a lot, and while I do like those, having this in a notepad format, it lets you use it in different places without having to flip to a page in your agenda. So for example, this would be perfect to use in your kitchen. You could attach a magnet to the back and put it on your fridge, or just have it on your kitchen counter. I do have a meal planner that I use in my kitchen right now. This one's from Cloth and Paper, but I think I'm going to switch to this one. I like the acrylic, but I have to use paint markers to write on this, and it just ends up getting too messy, and there's not really enough space in the boxes to write the amount of detail that I want. I really like the vertical format and the size of this one, so I'm excited to start using it and see how I like it. The second notepad is the shopping list. There's 55 sheets total with 33 lines on each sheet. At the top, you have your shaded box, and then you have a wide column in the middle to write the item, a narrow box to the right to list the quantity, and then another column to the left of that to check off if you purchased it. So similar to the meal plan pad, these have the same look and format and can essentially be used in the same way. Because these are the same style, you can use these together. That's what I plan to do. I'll probably end up using them on my fridge to save space. If you do want to use them on your fridge, I highly recommend these magnets. I use them on my acrylic board in my office as well. I'll link them in the description, but they're super strong and they're flat, so they blend really seamlessly on your fridge. Because these pads do have a little bit of weight to them, I do have to use two here, but I love the look of these together as a set. It's a very functional tool to have in my kitchen and something I'll use every day. I think both of these are great accessories for anyone who wants a minimal approach to everyday tasks. That's one of the things I enjoy about Infinite Lotus overall. The simplicity of their design is such a great fit for planners whose primary focus is functionality. I think people are going to get a lot of use out of these. And that wraps up the September Deluxe box from Infinite Lotus. Overall, I am so happy with this box. The design and overall formatting is very simple and bare bones. We got a box full of minimal, practical items. We got 2 nice dashboards, a set of 10 planner cards, 2 large notepads, and 4 sets of inserts, which is such a great addition to a monthly subscription. My favorite thing this month is the 90-day plan inserts. It's a perfect way to break up my bigger goals into smaller digestible chunks. These are going to be a staple in my 2025 planning routine, and I can't wait to use them. My least favorite item is the daily plan inserts. They don't really work with my schedule, but I can see a lot of others getting good use out of these depending on your role and if you utilize dailies in your routine. Again, this is the first sub box by the shop, so time will tell how it will evolve, but I'm super happy with September's collection. I plan on using nearly everything in here. I can't wait to see what October's box has in store. And that is it, you guys. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more planning and organizational content, please hit that like button and subscribe. It will help my channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.